All right, thanks for hanging out, guys. We are finally getting going. One of our players had some real life airport issues, but all parties now present and accounted for. All 10 players in lobby for our first game, Division A West, Trump versus Drop Dead Gorgeous on Towers of Doom. Special shout out to my buddy Larson, longtime teammate, joined me for his first cast that I've been badgering him to do. First game of the double setter. He did a great job. So, hats off to him. We are officially now hitting that start button as both teams have given me the R. Welcome to Towers of Doom. We have Trump sitting at 2 wins, 3 draws, and their first loss suffered earlier tonight at the hands of top of the division Freelo. So they are animals going for the full doubleheader themselves tonight, also banning the garage. Drop Dead Gorgeous, on the other hand, sitting at 2 wins, no draws, and 5 losses. They go all the way one way or the other, and they will be banning out the Maiev. And first pick Hanzo for Trump, wasting no time. We are really flying here. So Trump sitting at 6th place coming into today. DDG sitting at 7th. So toward the bottom of the playoff cutoff, especially for DDG. So this game could definitely have some playoff implications as to which of these teams will go in, and also the seeding as well. Based on the standings, Trump will likely get in the playoffs, barring something unusual. DDG, though, definitely a little more on the bubble, and there are some teams within striking distance, so they need to pick up all the points that they can, and they take a Diablo Stukov first rotation. Stukov probably the top healer with honorable mention to Malfurion right now. Diablo, one of the top 2 tanks. Him and Garrosh generally considered the top 2 tanks in the meta right now. Both excellent choices. Diablo is also a little bit of a soft counter to Denkstrom, the tank player for Trump. Plays an excellent Diablo and an excellent ETC. So if DDG did their homework, not only is Diablo strong for them, but it keeps it out of Denkstrom's hands over on the side of the real ultimate mosh pit. So taking their time this rotation, about 8 seconds left for Trump. And they're going to go Jaina Malfurion. That to me screams ETC on the backside of this. I would be surprised if this were not an ETC ban coming out of DDG. He synergizes so well with Jaina, synergizes so well with Malfurion. All 3 of them together go well as well. So the first ban that jumps out at me is definitely that ETC. Blaze also still on the table. Blaze is always good. Can flex, traditionally used as an off-tank solo laner, but can flex into that primary tank role if needed, no problem. DDG and I on the same page. Drop Dead Gorgeous. Taking away that ETC, I really like that ban. Oh no! Okay, dropped and then we're back. So half a drop for like 2 seconds, and now we got the funny question marks. Well, we're going to have an interesting draft in that I don't have one to cast. I thought I saw a Zeratul ban coming out for Trump, but I'm not 100% sure, and I have no idea what's going on right now. Let's see if I can find out. I'm going to have to whisper these guys. I think I'm going to have to whisper him, as the draft chat did not work. Whoop, whoop. Okay, now we got it back. We're back. All right, so still looks a little wonky, but we can see the heroes. So, but not the bans. So I think Zeratul was banned. DGG came back with an Abathur Greymane. I like those picks. Abathur really puts a lot of pressure on Towers of Doom. And Greymane, great assassin, really well-rounded merc pressure. But also in this context, excuse me, I still got the very tail end of a cold here. Also in this context is a spectacular evolution target for the Abathur player. So maybe that Abathur throwing Trump a little bit of a curveball. They're taking their time with their last two picks. Showing Dahaka. My draft is a little wonked out, so I don't think it's been locked in. And Dahaka Varian, I think. So Varian in the main tank, Dahaka in the solo. Dahaka global, that's a nice counter pick to help offset the pressure from the Abathur. He can walk down to the team fights and brush stalk back up to the lane Abathur's pressuring or vice versa. Last pick here for DDG. Really can go in almost any direction. They've got all their roles covered, and it looks like they're going to go Leoric. So a big burly front line with the Diablo, Leoric, Abathur, and a Greymane clone. When that Greymane clone pops, I don't know, Jake. We got some weird stuff going on here, man. Once that Greymane clone pops, you really got to account for it. You can't let him just dive into your Jaina, for example, or your Malfurion. Alright, so some weird Blizzard client difficulties there. But we are loaded up. It looks like we got the draft correct. So game 1 versus the real ultimate drop pit. Try again. Game 1, the real ultimate mosh pit versus Drop Dead Gorgeous Division A West. I don't really know whose draft I like better. I think probably DDG's I favor just a little bit. Although with Variant Taunt, Jaina Hanzo and no cleanse out of the Stukov, that is a lot of pressure if anybody from DDG gets caught in the wrong position. So on the blue team, the real ultimate mosh pit, we have Dengstrom on Varian, Dendy Smasher on, who is that? Let's check. Dendy Smasher on Hanzo, Zarian on Jaina,
The battle
Yatoila on Latoila on Dahaka, and Sven on Malfurion. The red team, Drop Dead Gorgeous running the Abathur comp, and that'll be Chaos on the Abathur, C2D2 on Leoric, Unitas on Stukov, Pugs Not Drugs on Greymane, and Gelda on the Diablo. The Diablo is a little bit vulnerable early game. Once he gets his souls and his durability talents, though, he becomes an absolute late-game monster. However, the tongue, the slow, and the first blood going over to Trump, isolating out and wiping out Leoric on C2D2. Or C2D2 on Leoric. So Leoric is going to go ahead and ghost on up to the top lane. He'll spawn there shortly. There is the root. There is the slow. The silence trying to zone them away. Gelda is going to not survive. Jaina is able to get the Cone of Cold and the Ice Lance in there to pick up a second quick kill for the side of Trump. Early momentum on the side of the real ultimate mosh pit. They are moving into these lower sappers, while Jaina and Malfurion continue the rotation to pick up the soak. Diablo is back, as is Leoric, obviously. Towers of Doom is one of my very favorite maps. When it first came out, I really didn't think much of it, but it's really grown on me. It's a different flavor than the other maps, and it is definitely the king of comebacks as far as the map pool goes. Just the way the objective is structured, most maps, pretty much all of them other than Towers of Doom here. You win a late game post-20 team fight, and you walk to the core and win the video game. Here on Towers of Doom, that is not possible. You win the post-20 team fight, and if there aren't any shrines popped, you're not doing any damage to the enemy core one way or the other. So it makes it slightly less forgiving for those late game team fight losses that you might suffer over the course of a game. And as a result of that, you'll see some crazy comebacks on Towers of Doom. It's one of the reasons it's one of the most fun maps to play on and cast as well. The first altar phase is always a triple altar spawn. There's the taunt, but